Hello, welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We're continuing our Ikkuro playthrough here, and we are currently rebuilding a ship that has significantly better tech than we currently have. Torrent drives, hyperfusion reactors. Every time they repair some of the health on these, it theoretically has the potential of giving us some tech. So we're currently working on that. Simultaneously, we are working on getting our two fleets over across the galaxy to here so that we can quickly move over here and take this planet and change that into ours. If we look at relationship, we can see they're very friendly with us. Everybody else, not so much. We're actually losing happiness with all of them across the board. So I don't think we're ever going to colonize those, unfortunately. Not peacefully, but maybe aggressively. We have an outpost over here of one of our enemies who has a fleet with zero fuel in it. Kind of tucked away over here. Web of Destiny. They have two planets left, this one and this one. We could take both of them in our next war with them. I'm a little concerned about these guys. They're getting a little too close to me for my comfort. And I'm definitely worried about these guys because they have some decently powerful fleets hovering around here. These guys get really powerful really fast, and I'm not a fan. That being said, we do have planets colonized over here, so hopefully everything will stay okay. If we look at colony ships, we could see we got one person heading over here to colonize, and the other person, the blind princess, is already heading over in this general direction. I don't think it'll get here. Well, actually, it would get here before them, but I'm going to deliberately tell it to stop so that it doesn't get destroyed for the 900th time. Like, if one suggestion for the developers, if I don't flag this, don't try to colonize it. Well, I should qualify that. If it clearly has like enemy defenses around it, like storyline thing, there should be something to flag that as don't colonize. I know that's a bit to ask, but it just seems ridiculous. Like, just at the early point in the game, colony ships are very expensive, like 42,000 when you're not making that much. So and population matters more than ever because that's what you grow from. So when you're just sending chunks of your population, inexpensive ships to get annihilated over and over again, even if you have the tactics set to retreat, not great. You think it'd be a little smarter than that in general. All right, these guys are getting assimilated slowly but surely. Population is pretty sizable, almost maxed out for the planet. So the more this negative turns towards positive, the better our economy is going to be. Definitely want to build this here. That's going to help the mood. All right, we are getting ever so closer. Probably run out of fuel along the way, but we're trying. The cash flow is negative right now, but it's creeping towards positive. If we look at our economy, we could see private cash is pretty low, but the cash flow is much higher than it used to be. This was at one point in the negative, but now it's plus 82,000, and that's going to help the private cash continue to grow. I assume we're spending most of the private cash on building new mining stations. Seems to be what we have earmarked in a lot of places. We're just going to keep building up wherever we can, especially stuff that gives fuel. Like, there's no reason not to get Kazlan. We have a couple resort places, and I think we still have a couple research bases we need to colonize, but they're currently protected. We will have to wipe out the enemies once we can. We're not quite there yet. Our next couple techs are going to be colonization techs, because getting those out of the way would be good. We're going to be getting a lot of tech from the ship repairs, so I'm not overly worried about weapon tech at the moment. Although, nah, I guess it has decent tech in most categories. Not every category, but most categories. We are still repairing 2 more of these ships as well, so it's not like we're completely in the dark on that. These are going to take a while to build, but they are, slowly but surely working on them. Haven't found the World Destroyer yet. Like my spies running around still stealing stuff, which is great. We're about to be fully repaired here. Once we're fully repaired, I'm just going to immediately initiate another breakdown. I don't like that there's 2 purple civilizations, because I can't quite tell who's who. All right, one's almost there. The other one's about halfway there. Probably should refuel along the way. All right, sped up the construction, or sped up the speed a little bit, I should say. Check how we're doing here. Refuel should be done pretty soon. Oh, boy. We got some nasty enemies in the system. Well, we definitely don't want to hang around there. Okay, we're all refueled. Finish heading over here. We're back to rebuilding this. We'll just keep an eye on this while we wait for the rest of that stuff to happen. This one's not really at that big of a risk. It's rebuilding, it's not breaking it down, so I don't have to worry about it accidentally destroying it. This is getting better. This is almost rebuilt. This one's got a ways to go. Heavy carrier. They're both heavy carriers. A lot of stuff to build there. That went massively positive for a quick second. Interesting. Private cash is still being spent as quickly as it's being made, but the cash flow is doing all right, and that's really all that matters right now. Take a look at the tech. You can see little bits of tech in all these different areas. So we are making some progress here as we break down these ships. The shields, I'm a little surprised we're not seeing more of the Z24 specific shield tech. All right, we'll leave that alone to do its thing. Got to be getting pretty close over here, I got to imagine. Yeah, we got a little more to go, but we're getting there. Still some pretty beefy aliens floating around here. While I'm in the area, I should probably load up the troops from this planet. If anything, just so we can come back over this way. Did we lose a spy, or we just gain a second one? I like more spies. Give me unlimited spies. I won't bother scooping up those troops till after we take this planet. Evaded detection. That's all I needed to see. All right, this guy's still repairing. New colony founded. Let's go ahead and build one of these as fast as possible. This will expand our Xenox, who are almost assimilated at this point. We know that's going to cost us a little bit, but that's okay. Just checking the planet for buildings. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that was from a salvage. Right, you need to build that. Right, we're going to issue a retirement command again. We got like a minute before we got to worry about that getting broken down too far. There we go. Tech breakthrough from scrapping cruiser. Another tech breakthrough. Very nice. These have to be getting done soon. This one really hasn't made that much progress. That weapon, I feel like it broke down quicker this time. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, another tech breakthrough for scrapping. All right, you should be repairing now instead of breaking down. And you're mostly refueled. So let's head over here and get engaged with this thing. Let's try prepare and capture and just see how it handles it. The shields are very concerning to me, but the fact that it's pretty much out of fuel makes me feel a little bit better. Right, we're gonna go colonize the planet now before we run out of fuel. Actually, maybe stop a little bit shy. We need to make sure our fleets get there first. There we go. Just in time. We made some progress on the, Oh wait, did that get disabled, like, immediately? Looks like it did. We might very well lose some ships here this time. That would be unfortunate, but we have better ships getting broken down now, so I'm not too pressed about it. Oh, you should not have come over this way. That is not the direction I wanted you to enter the system in. Well, it might be okay, as long as you're attacking over here. Maybe we don't want to try to capture it. Let's go over there and attack that one. Oh, we're not going to capture this. Are you kidding me? No way. Alright, let's just attack it and destroy it. Wasting our time messing around with that. Alright, we're getting real close to colonizing. Alright, 20 seconds, and this is our planet. Alright, that went okay. Looks like they have joined our plan and our empire, I should say. The Daewt are fine on this planet, although that's not really the ideal blend of people. Looks like we're starting to repair this already. Colonize Zartan 2. Where's that at? Okay, well, we did start on this anyway. Okay, so we got one of these boys up and running. Let's send this back to our home planet. Start ripping it down like we are the other one. We got enough fuel to get there, so it should be fine. All right, I'm going to pay the cost to speed this up, just because I think it's... That and Temperate. Temperate was probably the better one to go to than... just because of the forest planet. Should have started with that one. But ultimately, researching both of those is going to make a big improvement to the planets we can colonize. Hopefully, once we get that other tech, we can get these two. And then we can expand to 26 planets. 27 by the time this one's colonized. Okay, this guy is rebuilt. We're going to retire him here again. All right, the hope is that these bigger ships, when they get broken down, they'll actually yield a little bit more. Because they have a lot more components on them that get broken down. How's the private economy doing? Looks like they're doing all right. Definitely spending every dime they got. Construction ships, let's build 5 more of those. Let's build a couple more exploration ships as well. Gonna affect our economy a little bit in the negative, but in the long run, it'll be fine. We have to keep growing and expanding. They're pushing into my territory up here, which makes me a little bit nervous for what their ultimate goal is going to be. All right, this guy's breaking down should be pretty quick. Well, we'll see, but a lot of components to break down. Hopefully lots of tech progress too. There we go. We did get a little tech progress there. All right, I'm thinking we can come over here and maybe scoop up the troops on this planet. Did we already scoop it up? Somebody must have. Did it delete? Not happy about that. All right, this guy's almost destroyed. Nobody's actually scouted this planet because it was, it had those space stations around it all the time. All right, where do we go from here? I feel like these guys should combine. Definitely come this way, because you know we're going to get in a fight over here. Actually, I might want to do a proactive war and just take these guys over. All right, let's head back that way. All right, you're done, so you can go back to rebuilding now. Still not in the positive. I thought by now we might make enough progress to be in the positive, but we have not. Been hovering, you know, around there, but not quite ever reaching it. All right, I feel like we're definitely seeing some progress in the shield area. Maybe the hyperdrive area? Can't really tell. Feel like weapons have more. Yeah, they definitely do. Well, we're just going to keep it going while we research the colonization techs. Ooh, Loros fruit. Found one. Oh, bummer. What are these guys doing over here? We could try to scoop up some more talons real quick. We just invade this without declaring war. It would, I mean, it's a small colony, but We could get them under our thumb. And it would stay in our empire. Scarans are over here. They're seem to be harassing these guys pretty significantly. Looks like they're getting their fleets out of our area, so I kind of like that. The only problem is if the Scarans eat them, then I got no buffer between me and the #1 enemy in the game. Yeah, these guys are all the way down here, so we gotta do something. Still nowhere close to enough troops. Do we have any troops over here? We have one. Well, we're gonna load up whatever troops we can, then head back over there. Right, theoretically we should be able to colonize this. Don't unload those passengers there. Come over here. No, 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 you silly. Alright, you're gonna come over here and get fuel. Okay, stasis pods. Dissect the clones. I don't know. So this is the ancient Mortallan homeworld? Right, I still don't think well, I know I don't fully understand when it says there's a location log and it tries to send me somewhere. Like what the right thing to do is. Alright, I'm gonna have this guy break down over here. Alright, where else can we scoop up troops? Gotta have somebody over here, right? No? Maybe? Alright, let's load them up. We're going cash negative, but it's okay right now. Alright, we are done with continental colonization. Let's crash research temperate. That's going to be our bread and butter. Because that's what our home species does. Looks like we can colonize another planet here. I'm really tempted to just sneak over here and poach this. And we have our fleet right here already. Should be really easy to do while they're weak. And we'll get more talent in our empire, which we don't currently have. Feeling like that is probably the right move. Alright, let's head over and just invade this planet real quick. Well, let's jump next to it first and then invade all at the same time. Gonna give a pretty negative mood, but hopefully it'll be okay. Small population, shouldn't be too bad. And we're not declaring war, we're just invading the planet. You guys are still messing around over here, huh? So this must have been a poached battleship, or maybe not. The ship design looks different. Ours are definitely better. My hope is that if we get this temporary colonization done, it's gonna make our planets better, like better quality, therefore higher population, and then we can keep growing our pop, which affects our research. Our research output's really low. It's because of this. All right, let's get really close to the planet. Something got destroyed over here. We used to have 26 ships. All right, really quick invasion. Quick and dirty, flip to our side. Reload up the troops. Get that building built. I know they're going to be unhappy for a while, but hopefully their mood will improve. Reputation took a huge hit, but that's going to slowly recover. All right, another tech breakthrough. High power receptors. Advanced engines. It looks like we're getting more breaking it down than we are repairing it. Which is fine if that's what works. That thing's scary, even though it's like technically not that strong. It's quite scary. I refueled over here, but that was with the intent of colonizing a planet over here, but I think they snagged it. Yeah, they did. All right, well, that's unfortunate. All right, set you back to fully automate. All right, another research breakthrough. Looks like that one was just scooping up something. So we didn't actually get anything from rebuilding yet. All right, anything that's not in yellow is not an oversupply, so we might as well build what we can to harvest it. Separate colonization is complete. That almost immediately improved our cash flow. Man, they declared war on us, huh? I'm actually a little surprised. Like, I knew they were kind of edging over in this direction, but I thought for sure they were like preoccupied fighting these guys. I guess if we look at their relationship, they're not actually at war with anybody right now. All right, so they got a couple mining stations, but nothing too significant. All right, looks like the enemy is predominantly coming over here. I am a little worried that I'm breaking down these ships here. Although this guy's getting repaired and is almost repaired at this point. So he might actually end up being an asset by the time they get around to us. All right, this guy's all repaired. Let's have to see if they keep pushing over in this direction. It looks like they are. They're not huge fleets, but they're big enough to be annoying. I do feel like I need to build more ships, or at least retrofit some of my existing ships. You know, I think we could do that in the next episode. Let's just take a look at where we left off. So temperate colonization's done. We're working on water colonization now. I'm going to go ahead and crash research that just to move that along. We could see we're making some progress on the whole generation. These larger ships can be done pretty quickly. We're making a decent progress here, 58% complete. What I'm more interested in is these hyperdrives. So we're really close to getting Equinox hyperdrives. Version 3 Gear X. Keep moving that along. Eventually we'll end up with the Torrent drive, which is where we want to go. Shield research, we're getting close, but we haven't quite gotten there yet. This was an in-place upgrade, Talos or Shield, so I think we're fine there. Fusion balance would be really nice to get this for free. And it is progressing. If we look at some of these other weapon techs, we could see like really good progress towards a lot of this stuff. We probably should just research it and force the progress to move more in this direction instead of like retroactively. But for now, we'll leave it at this. This is our racial specific weapon, so we probably want to invest in that at some point. But overall, I think we're making some good progress here. We're going to keep breaking down the ships wherever it makes sense to do so. Just because, why wouldn't we? And hopefully we can subjugate these guys, or at least get them to leave us alone and refocus their efforts on over here at the Biscarans, because we could see the Biscarans are actually creeping. They're not close to victory, but they're heading in that direction. And these guys are definitely not. So something's got to change. Let's take a look at the colonies real quick. We can see there's one more planet we can colonize. Let's go ahead and flag that. It's close to this one, so that gets us about halfway through the galaxy. Rest of these are not really super accessible to us, at least not right now. There's a planet here, but we're not gonna go deep into enemy territory and colonize anything. Aside from that, we're just gonna keep researching and kind of see where it takes us. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.